What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Clay's Coins, giving you some information, education, and better understanding of cryptocurrency. Today we're going to be talking about my top 5 low-risk cryptocurrencies. Keep in mind when you're dealing with cryptocurrency or any type of newer investment like this, the term low risk should be taken with a grain of salt. Any cryptocurrency is going to be moderate to high risk in comparison to the stock market or any legacy investments. But with higher risk comes higher reward. So, that being said, go ahead and take a second to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this video with anyone It really means a lot and helps the channel out a bunch. If there's any crypto you're looking at right now, go ahead and comment it down below what your favorite one is and anything you'd like to learn about. So to start our list, we're going to go with, at number 5, Crypto.com. The Crypto.com coin is something that I think has a lot of upside when you're looking at a marketing plan that is getting out in the open, getting cryptocurrency as a whole into households. As a household name, people are generally recognizing it more than just associating it with Bitcoin. I would say Crypto.com is an excellent thing to look at. They've flown up the rankings over the past couple months. They've invested hundreds of millions of dollars into their marketing campaigns between Super Bowl advertisements, sporting arenas, deals with the UFC and Formula One racing. They are doing everything that you need to do to get your name out there. Looking at it on the month, we're down, but that is because there was such a massive run up. This coin went up from 19 cents to about 94 cents at its peak, if I can get it there. 94.91. So any type of run up you're going to have like this, nature has a way of always reverting back to the mean. You're always going to have a gap fill, and what that means is when something goes up like that, it's going to need to come down. But with something like that in mind, you might see a gap fill come back up. It works both ways. If something drops, you can see it like right here. It's a little mini example. We came up, we fell down, and then it filled back up. It filled that gap right over. So that's a good example. Crypto.com is something I would definitely look at. When it comes to the amount of popularity it has, it's a medium of exchange. So if you think of Binance and how massive the Binance coin became, that's Binance's native token. Crypto.com, the Crow coin, CRO is the ticker symbol. That's the medium of exchange, as you can see right here in the tags. That is their native currency for the Crypto.com exchange. So the utility is absolutely there. The volume is there. When you look at the amount of holders, how many people have this, you're looking at 168,000 different people have invested in Crypto.com coin and already have it. So it's absolutely gaining popularity rapidly. And I can only imagine with, people like Matt Damon being a brand ambassador, that you can see it continue to grow. Number 4, I'm going to have to say Terra, Luna. So this is going to be the only one on this list that you cannot get over at Coinbase. However, you can get Luna over at Binance, KuCoin, Kraken. There's a few different other exchanges that aren't as well known that you can pick this up at. You can actually get it over at Webull, which is where I do a lot of my stock trading. That's where I've had it. All of these cryptos, by the way, all of these coins I'm mentioning, I do either have or have had and are looking to get back into. I'm not going to give you investment advice on something that I wouldn't personally follow. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to invest in something because I believe it's popular and it's going to get a lot of views. If I'm telling you that I would be investing in it, this is not financial advice. This is never an indication to buy, hold, or sell any cryptocurrency or stock. But if I'm telling you what I'm doing, you can base your judgment on that. Luna is a storage of value token, much like Bitcoin. It has, through this big bear market and correction, been one of the only coins, as you can see. When we're going to be reviewing a lot of these coins and looking at the monthly charts, you're going to see a lot of red, except with certain ones, and Luna is one of them. The ticker symbol is Luna. Terra is the name of the coin. it has gone up from 56.37 upwards of breaking $100. That's almost a 100% increase in price during a massive correction in the crypto market. That speaks a lot. Now, whether or not that means that it, is inversely correlated or, negatively correlated with the general crypto market, that's or Bitcoin in itself. Maybe, when Bitcoin comes down, a lot of people like to take their money out of that storage of value, look to put it into something else, which is where you can see the big increase in Luna come from. But either way, I definitely think this is a great long-term, low-risk investment when it comes to crypto. It's, in no way am I telling you to buy it now. I would definitely look at price points where you saw it run up from the 50 mark up to 100, and we're sitting at 85.50 right now. My personal opinion, I'm looking to get into it, closer to the 60s, the 70s. I would feel better about it, just because you might see that gap fill down to, come back and find a average price in there. So definitely dollar cost average in. Look at something like that. The next coin we're going to be looking at is Solana, number 3 on the list. Solana is an absolute banger. In my opinion, Solana is going to be one of the top 3 cryptos in the world as of 2 years from now, maybe, if Solana can keep running up and it's not hurt too much by Ethereum 2.0 coming out. Because what Solana has going for it is it's a platform, and it handles, Solana works as a decentralized finance tool. It's a platform in itself, and it works off of the proof of stake rather than the proof of work, which is how it handles smart contracts. Bitcoin uses the proof of work, which is very time and energy consuming, which is why there's a lot of negatives to that, and it makes for very low transaction speeds. With Solana, you have exceptionally fast transaction speeds because they use the proof of stake mechanism to handle their algorithms, which is what Ethereum 2.0 is moving towards. So Solana is definitely something to look at. Right now, it's in the red. Earlier, in November or so, it was up towards the 260s. And right now it's at 174.78. In my opinion, that just looks like a great time to buy. That just looks to me like it's coming on down to pick us up. And year to date, when you look at Solana, I mean, if you picked this up last year at this time, you would have gotten it for $2.48, and it's currently sitting at 104.77. So when you see a month of red like that, and then you hear that, don't be too worried, all right? We can definitely see a lot of increase in Solana still. Number 2, I would say, is Avalanche. AVAX is an absolute beast. Anyone who's into DeFi, anyone who's into platforms, speed, and they, people want reliable, consistent, fast transaction speed, and a platform that doesn't bog itself down. It's hard to get people to move over to something that is slower than what they're already using. And with Avalanche, you just don't have to worry about it. It is an absolute beast. With the market cap only sitting at 25 billion, I can see this thing at least 10 timesing over the next couple years. A 250 billion market cap would not be out of reach for AVAX. Ticker symbol AVAX, AVAX. It is Avalanche. It is an absolute machine. I can't, say it enough. I am very, very invested into Avalanche and the future of Avalanche. I think it's at least going to be a top 5 to 7 cryptocurrency in the next couple years. And when it comes to the downside, it's, dwarfed in comparison to the upside on AVAX. Number 1, before we get into the number 1, which, I'm sure you can see the tabs by now, but I do want to give an honorable mention to Bitcoin. If, when it comes to an investment in cryptocurrency, the number 1 that most people are going to go to is Bitcoin. It's the most, widely accepted, widely adopted, most popularized crypto. It's generally the first one that a lot of people have talked about, heard about, purchased themselves, or heard stories of these massive gains and people who got Bitcoin at a really really small number, and now it's worth $48,000. There's been many millionaires, multi-millionaires made off of Bitcoin. Right now, I mean, in the next 5 to 10 years, I could absolutely see a $200,000, $250,000 Bitcoin, but that's a 5x from here over the next 10 years. I am personally looking for better gains than that, so I don't put this in the top 5 because it's an excellent store of value, it's an excellent hedge against inflation, but Luna is also an excellent store of value, and the potential for growth in Luna, I believe, is tenfold in comparison to Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is your safer bet when it comes to locking in long-term investment, long-term gains, making sure that your money isn't going to fluctuate too much. Even, through this big correction or crash, these red couple months we've had, Bitcoin's really only lost like 7-8%. So in comparison to a lot of altcoins losing 40, 50, 60% in some cases, when something happens to Bitcoin, everything follows. So keeping an eye on Bitcoin, keeping Bitcoin in your investment portfolio, or at least on a watch list, is always a good idea, because as you'll realize as you get more into cryptocurrency, what the big dogs do really, really plays a huge effect in how every other altcoin reacts. And it's kind of like, whales. People talk about whales. Whales are crypto investors or stock investors that have an exceptionally large amount of money invested and an exceptionally large percentage of the total coins in circulation they have personally. So when they do something, when the whale makes an action, it makes a splash in the water and it gets everyone wet. When a whale dumps 10, 20, $100 million of a coin, you're going to see a fluctuation in price. And that's, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they are the whales of crypto. When, you look at the biggest movers and the shots heard around the world, anytime you have a big drop or a big spike in Bitcoin or Ethereum, you're going to see a huge pump in all the other altcoins. I promise you that. Which leads me to our number one. I'm going to have to say Ethereum. Ethereum is, in my opinion, the best low-risk long-term investment that anyone can make in crypto right now. It is going absolutely nowhere. It is going to get better when Ethereum 2 comes out. I'm looking at, June of next year, July of next year, maybe at the absolute latest 2023. But once that comes out, you're going to see a huge pump in price. You're going to see a huge pump in volume in widespread adoption, as it's going to be getting away from that proof of work and over to the proof of stake, making it much more environmentally friendly and energy efficient, less costly than Bitcoin. You're going to see a big pump in Ethereum, which is crazy because Ethereum is an absolute giant at this point. It is the number 2 cryptocurrency in the world. Year to date, we're looking at, if you bought Ethereum this time last year, you'd be buying it for $730, and it'd be worth $3,739 right now, and that's coming off of a very red month. So, always, when in doubt, zoom out. If you're looking at these big red dips, these valleys that happen, it can get really overwhelming, and it can feel like you're losing so much. But when you put things into perspective and look at a bigger scale and what's happening in months or 3-month periods or yearly periods, I mean, look at the all-time chart on Ethereum. It almost does not get better for an investment than that. You have, imagine what everyone thought right here in May of this year when it hit 4,000 and then dropped to 1,800. People were panicking. But then you have that ride up, you have that gap fill. Nature always loves to revert back to a mean, and then you see it touching 4,800, within 5-6 months. So in that time frame, that 67, 90 days, it seemed like the end of the world. But if you would wait another 90 days, 3-4 months, you're way better off than you would have been panic selling. The amount of money that you will lose panic selling will always be more than you'll lose holding. Just keep that in mind. You never want to panic sell. You will always lose money. Alright guys, that is everything for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to be coming out with a medium slash moderate risk cryptocurrencies to invest in, top 5 or top 10, and then some high risk, which is, that's my forte. I love the greasy, degenerate 100x, 50x potential, moon or nothing cryptos. So I'll probably have a decently extensive list, and I'm going to be breaking down some, different sectors in that. So definitely look out for those in the next coming days, and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell most importantly, so that when I upload a update, anything like that, you don't have to worry about researching crypto on your own. You can click on a video, watch something for 10 or 15 minutes, and have your daily dose of crypto information. That's what I'm here for. I put in the time so you don't have to. Have a good day.